This is Kristi.
This is Jennifer.
And time to relax, sit down, get some good snacks, and start talking about some houses. And today we've got a really good conversation to go. Really good topic. God, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Why I should become a realtor.
That's why I should become a realtor. How many times do you hear people saying, y'all have the greatest job. I would love to do that. I would love to drive around all day, look at pretty houses. Yeah. And, just have all the freedom. You get to work whenever you want to.
Well, it is fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
How do you feel about that, working whenever you want to, Jennifer? I mean,
yeah.
Make your own schedule, girl.
Of course.
There's
until your schedule has to revolve around everybody else's schedule. So you work when everybody else is off.
Mm-hmm. How about we do pros and cons? Pro, yes, to a point. You can decide who you work with and at what times you work. Con, you have to work when they want to see a house, when they want to list a house, whether that be weekend, anniversaries. I mean, you got to make that money. You better go to that appointment.
Can't remember the last time I had a vacation and didn't have my phone. Because guaranteed, as soon as you need a day off, everybody and their brother will call.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good thing about that, too, is whenever you go on a vacation, that's when you will get a contract on a house.
Always.
So you might as well have that phone up to you so you can broker that deal and get it done. Well, and I would say pro, you get to see some really fun things. You get to peek inside people's personal worlds. A little bit more personal than you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
We've got some story times for you on that.
Story time on that one.
Hang with us.
Yeah, I think the most personal, sometimes you look into these people's worlds and you're thinking, okay, I didn't really think I was going to see that. And how do I flip this and get these people out of this house? Yeah. Before it becomes uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. And you never know what people are going to do when you take them to a showing.
Oh, no. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Kristi knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I remember I got chased out of a house one time by a German Shepherd. Lady told me I was coming to do pictures, and the lady gave me the keys and everything I was going in to do to take pictures. She said, I got a small dog, don't worry about it. She was a liar. There was about like a 60-pound German Shepherd staring me right in my face when I opened up that door, barking at me, mad at me, didn't want me in his house. And I was like, I understand, Bubba. I'm about to close the door. He ran out the door. I spent almost an hour around lakes and streams trying to find that German Shepherd. And she was like, I don't know why you had a problem. I was like, probably because I'm not the owner. That's why I had a problem.
Oh, yeah.
What's one of your good stories, Jennifer?
Oh, going to a showing. Let's see. I don't know. I got to think on that one. There's so many.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a really, my favorite house. God, I wish it was still on the market. I'd take you there.
Oh, I do. I have one.
Okay, tell me.
But this goes on the lines of making your schedule. You can't always take off when you need to take off.
No.
Yeah. So, had a friend of mine wanting to buy a house. Perfect. Great. Got a contract on it. Awesome. Friend wanted to show everybody in the family the house. Great. Love your family. Had everything scheduled. I got shingles.
Nice.
Yeah. And he had a very pregnant wife.
Yep.
So I called the agent, let him know, hey, we're going to go look at the house. The house was luckily vacant. I'm like, hey, we're going to go look at the house. I literally sat in my car in the driveway. I tossed the keys and the hand sanitizer out the window.
Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. Yeah, this was long before the pandemic. I threw keys and hand sanitizer out the window, sat in the driveway on my cell phone, and walked them through the house while I was quarantined in my car.
Still counts. Still counts.
Yeah, the ice packs and all. I literally covered my car seat in ice packs. And yeah.
But they did not miss out on a good deal. That's what makes you a great realtor. You showed up. That's part of it.
And they still live there. So.
And they got their little baby and they're hanging out. And that just makes you a good realtor. You're willing to go. You're willing to go.
Oh, yeah.
Get it done. You know? Oh, yeah, you want to see it. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's go.
I remember I took a family. No, what makes it even worse is that it was such a suburban family. You know, it's like mom, dad, 2 kids. We're hanging out. We're going to this gorgeous house near Clarks Hill. Beautiful. Couldn't wait to go inside. We go up the stairs to the bedroom. I'm like, man, this bedroom seems a little bit small. Let me just push the door, fake door. And crap you not, felt like I was in Clue. I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. So we go through it, and I'm like, That's a really big room in here. Why is this room so big? And I looked down and it was linoleum on the floor, big jacuzzi. I'm talking like 10 person. And then you go on through and there's another room, like no windows whatsoever, completely dark. Obvious there'd been some hooks, you know, because you can see the spackle. And I realized, I'm like, we're in the wrong place. Yeah. This is not the house for y'all. And I'm just imagining what kind of group parties have been going down there, you know, because why are you hiding a 10-person hot tub? You know, it's a nice one there. Thank God it was empty and sterilized. I think I could smell the bleach. But I was like, I felt like all of a sudden both of us got uncomfortable in there. Like the kids were like, I want to get in. I was like, oh God, don't let those kids get in there. I'm like, don't even touch it. Don't even touch it. We're just backing on out, getting on our way. So yeah. But I mean, it was a good house. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I mean, everybody needs a room like that, but you don't want to talk about it. I don't know I need to look on tax records to see who bought it because, you know, I know it's there. I know it's there, and I probably need to be their friend.
You never know what you're going to find.
Never know what's going to be there.
Never know.
But yeah, that was a really good house. I've gone to one house that like creeped me out so bad. It was an old farmhouse on like 60 acres. And I was going there getting it ready for the listing to list it. And I mean, it was dilapidated. I mean, the farmhouse you really couldn't do anything with, you know. I mean, it was ate through and everything. And I was like, oh, I'll just take a couple of pictures. So I go up to the top, like, and I mean, like the stairs are all rickety. I was like, oh man, I'm in a horror movie. I could just feel it. And then I realized, like, all of a sudden it came very aware that I'm the only person out on 50 acres in this freaking old house. And I get to the top, and I mean, dolls everywhere. Oh my gosh, it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like just dolls, just random dirty dolls everywhere. And I was like, about to get out. Like I couldn't have ran out faster. But I mean, I felt like the eyeballs were just watching me. And I was like, man, somebody's been killed here for sure. But I mean, it went fast.
One of the scariest ones I've ever been in. Mm-hmm. Went out. Got a phone call from Miss Kristi over here. Said, hey, just bought this house. We're going to flip it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, here's the combination. Go check it out. So I took somebody with me because I wasn't going alone. Creeped me out. I don't know what was up with it. Downstairs was pretty bad. Upstairs scared me to the point that I ran down the stairs and back in my car because it just creeped me out.
Well, it's because you were in the pre-phase.
Kristi flipped that house. It was beautiful.
It was.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous
house.
Nice, wasn't it? I told you, I was like, it's okay.
I did all kinds of open houses over there. I'm like, hey, Kristi, can I do an open house? Yeah, go for it. But on that note, another thing, pros and cons. You never know who's going to come to an open house.
Yeah, and it's getting more and more dangerous.
Yeah, so sitting at an open house by myself, guy comes in, family comes in, mom, dad, kids. Dad walks up to me. We had it staged, so, you know, I'm sitting at this gorgeous kitchen table, had all my papers out, you know. Dad walks up to me. So you realize it's dangerous to be, you know, an only person in here with all these random people coming in? Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to protect yourself? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, sir, as you can see in front of me, I do have these scissors.
I got a pistol in my pocket. Don't test me.
Yes.
There.
Yeah. So they, checked out the house. I did my little spiel that I always do in an open house. As soon as they left, I deadbolted the doors and called Kristi, who was doing an open house around the corner, and said, "This dude done creeped me out. Send back up. I ain't unlocking these doors."
Yeah. I did an open house once. And you know what no one ever tells you? Like when you're a beginning realtor, when you do an open house, you always, especially if it's vacant, I don't care if it's vacant or occupied, check the water. Check the water, go in and flush the potty, because just as sure as you know there's no water going, you're going to have to use the potty.
Yes.
And I've been in that situation before, had to figure it out on the fly. But, there's just check everything. Check what's going on. Now, and I have opened up the random door with the dolls falling out and scared the living crap right out of me several times. I mean, it's creepy to be in vacant homes. It really is, Oh my gosh. I remember I was working for a realtor one time, and I was doing the schedule, I was doing the marketing, and this woman done lost her mind because she was like, "Okay, do the Sunday schedules." And I was like, "All right." So I put on there closed, no schedule. She's like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, "It's Easter Sunday." I was like, "What kind of freak has open houses on Easter Sunday?" But I mean, she was whoa, dedication. You know what I mean? Nobody came to those open houses, though. Yeah. That'd be terrible.
Oh, you gotta love when the homeowner stays for the open house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about creepers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I had to explain to one seller. He had this massive house. I mean, I think it was 2,500 square feet. Lazy boy in the living room, 5 feet from the TV. This massive living room. I'm thinking about, you could have fit a small football field in there. It was the creepiest thing I'd ever seen. And he was "You do not want company, do you?" It was
definitely
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it was like an umpteen bachelor pad. I was sitting at that one lazy boy, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Now being married with 2 kids and everything, I really respect him, and I wish I could go back to that house and live in it, because it sounds like heaven right now. But it was kind of creepers right then when it was happening. And then the random things that happen in real estate. We've had everything. We've had death. We've had murder.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it, but we've had it. We've had the well checks where we had to go in and do a well check because one of our renters put a death clause in the lease. And he was, 89? He was on up there. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I aspire to be that myself. Yeah. And so we couldn't get in touch with him for a week. And I was like, okay, we need to go do a check on him. Yeah,
and that was call, text, email every day.
Yeah,
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Drove by there, no car, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I went over, knocked on the door, got nothing. Called Kristi, Kristi, how do you want me to handle this? Now let's do a well check. Yeah. So, called the local police department. Hey, we need to do a well check. Okay. Police department drove by. They knocked. They walked around. Nothing. So they called me. Said, hey, can you meet me up here? We'll go ahead and unlock this door. We'll go in and check. Don't you know, as soon as I put that key in the door, old man comes flying through that door.
I haven't seen him walk so fast in my life. Right? Well, and nice as he could be.
Till the officer left.
And
yeah, head spun, a whole nother person came out. He came after me. I jumped in my car, called Kristi and said, I love you, but I'm not doing this again.
I don't know why he got so mad. It is my job to take care of that apartment. You being in it, yes, I want him to live. Yeah. Paid on time. Yeah. But, that apartment's got to be taken care of. That carpet needs to be clean. Yep. I don't want any crazy smells, cats eating stuff. The whole stigma attached to it. I make sure that man's alive. And he told me to put a death clause in there. Yeah. Nobody puts a death clause in there without thinking that we're not going to check in on it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think it was a given that we were going to go check to see if he was alive. He ought to have been happy. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sure there's someone right now going, oh, I ain't even checking on him.
Yeah.
You know, hope he's been over. Anyway, he's gone.
Yeah.
Not dead.
No.
He's moved on to another apartment.
Moved
on to a different apartment.
Yeah.
I hope he's not dead. You know, he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't miss him.
So that brings us to the stress of being a real estate agent.
There's a lot of stress.
So yeah, it's fun and games until you get a contract and all the fun stuff begins. The real fun stuff. The phone calls and the lenders and the attorneys and the inspection and repairs and
those deadlines. I once had a woman too. I was about to kill her too. This woman, she was my buyer, and she was really a nice girl, but Lord, she depended on her mama for everything. And I mean, I depend on my mama too, but you know, chick was 46, you know, teacher, good woman. But Lord, if I heard one more thing about my mama said, she was Forrest Gump the whole time. My mama said. I was like, damn, calm down about your mama. But, you know, we scheduled the home inspection. She was like, I have to take off for that. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you want to, you know, if you want to do it, yeah. So she took off work for that. She was there. And then we were scheduling the closing, which you were signing paperwork to be in debt for over $160,000. Yeah, you should be there.
Yeah,
you know,
a little bit.
It's kind of an important thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a call from her. I got a call from Mama. And Mom was calling me saying, she just can't be taking off like this all the time. I don't know what you want from me. I was like, I don't know what you want from me, woman.
Yeah.
I said, you need to talk with your daughter. And I said, but yeah, this is an important thing. She's going to need to take off work. She will. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't call me. Don't call me about your 46-year-old daughter.
I love the one, the seller called me and said, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it to closing. Now, this was an hour before closing. I'm not going to be able to make it. Can that attorney just stay there? This was a 5 p.m. closing. The attorney was already staying late to accommodate the seller. Yeah. Yeah. Can he stay later? We just have to reschedule this for another day because I just can't make it. No, sir. That's not how this works. This is not how this works.
I don't know why.
Not an hour before
attorneys
closing.
are usually so easy to work
with.
I
know. Because they have nothing else to do, but, you know, your closing is the only one they have.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of scheduling. It is a ton of scheduling. I mean, if you're up for it, it's great. It's a good profession to be in. But if you think you're walking around seeing pretty houses all day, that's not the job. It's not the job. I mean, it's a portion of the job, but it's not the job. People don't show up for showings. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you get those where I've got buyers that I have literally sold their whole family. Like from them, we've done their children, even their parents. I mean, it's been a wonderful experience. And then there's some that I'm like, don't ever call me again. Yeah. I cannot stand you.
Yeah, exactly.
Entitled people, very much entitled.
Well, I mean, you get the people that you've shown them 15 houses and then, I don't think I want to buy anymore. I'm just going to rent for another year.
Yeah, it's cool.
You couldn't have told me that before I showed you 15 houses.
It didn't work out.
Like if you walk into it letting me know, hey, you know, we're just looking right now, I'm more than happy to be accommodating. Mm-hmm. But you come in with your pre-approval and telling me I got to have something this week and we're on the fly running like crazy. And then, I think we're just going to wait. What?
Well, I had one guy. I had terrible, what is it, like, mouth vomit. I mean, like, I pretty much say what's ever on my mind. And like, I try really hard to, like, push it down. But sometimes stuff just comes out. And I remember one of my buyers, we were looking for a house, and they were so picky. They were so incredibly picky. And we went to probably, like, the fifth or sixth house. And it was the perfect house. Like I was like, I know this is it. This is exactly everything that was on their wants, needs, loves. I mean, it was everything they ever wanted with a bow on it. And we get in the house, and they're like, oh, I love it. But the bonus is upstairs. And I mean, this is a massive house. I mean, it was like 300. I mean, it hit everything they wanted. And I was like, okay, well, tell me what y'all want to do upstairs. And they were like, well, that's where our workout room's going to be. And I was like, Are you crazy? Yeah. I was like, so you don't want to walk upstairs in order to work out?
Yeah.
Is that what we're seriously talking about? And it just came out so fast that I was like, let me bring that up. It's probably not what I should have said, but it did work because they were like, yeah, that does sound kind of crazy. I was like, yeah, I think. I was like, why don't you just, that could be your pregame. How about that?
Yeah.
Try some of them stairs. So they ended up buying that house and loving it. And getting an extra workout on top of that. See, I just like gave them another year of their life.
There you go.
Pre-cardio. I can't believe you said that to me. That I was like,
yeah.
Those stairs. Well, I mean, you get those things. You have to really, like, people tell you what they want, but they don't know what they want. They have no idea what they want. And a husband and wife, they don't know what they want. They have this wife's over here going, I want an old farmhouse. The husband's over here going, I just really want a shed. They don't know what they want. They have no idea. She's over here in the 250s and he's thinking 150, and you got to bring them together. I don't even know how they got married. We're going to have to bring them together on this large purchase.
You remember when I bought my house?
Oh my Lord.
I was the worst client. And I wholeheartedly admit that, and I think all the ones that I get that really drive me up the walls, that's just my payback for driving Kristi insane. Because when I bought my first house, I didn't work with Kristi yet. I was not a realtor at the time. So Kristi, amazing woman that she is, sends me all of these houses. Perfect. My husband finds one driving home from work, says, this is the house I want, we're going to buy it. Because it looked identical to the house that he grew up in. Smack dab in the middle of a neighborhood with no property.
That he did not want.
We went into it telling Kristi, we want a nice size house, a lot of acreage. We really want to be able to expand.
Lies. It was all lies.
Lies. It was all lies. And I'm just roll with the flow because I really don't care. I just didn't want to live with my in-laws anymore.
I mean, it was a cute house. Don't get me wrong.
My house is adorable. I love my house now.
But
love my house.
Stuff like that happens all the time.
But
They're all lying.
It was not.
They're all lying.
Of course, and then in the middle of me trying to close the property, the government shut down.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh,
and in fact, that's what we should talk about next time. We're going to talk about the government loan shutting down and what we can do to prevent it on the next HomeyTalks.
Yeah.
So, again, you can get to us by info@HomeyTalks. You can talk to us at any of our social medias, and we will see you then.